Almost as annoying as my singing. It's Josh and Sean in the morning.
I tell you, we were in there for lunch last week, and it was just phenomenal. What is the chicken called? A shawarma?
It's shawarma.
Shawarma chicken. I've been trying to say it.
Yeah. Shawarma chicken.
I've been trying to say it for the last week, and I haven't been able to. It's been shashwam and shashwam and shwarsham and
yeah, it's shawarma, and it's probably one of our most popular sandwiches.
The sauce on that sandwich is similar to what I would call the yum yum sauce at Genji's. It's kind of what it reminded me of. It is absolutely awesome, and you have to go there, check it out. It's served on what kind of bread?
It's a naan bread. It's a light flatbread.
It was very good. But yesterday was you're doing every Tuesday's international night over at the World Cafe, and you're spotlighting different cuisines from each week. And the one that you were telling me about that you were really excited about was October 25th, which is Texas.
Texas.
Right?
Yes.
You're excited for the Texas
home,
night.
Texas. Yeah, football season kicking in. I know I'm probably going to get kicked for this, but I'm a Cowboys fan, so I had to put Detroit and Texas play and Dallas play that month. So I said, let's do Texas and see what happens. But I competed in barbecue competitions, so it ought to be a lot of fun. In colder weather, bring back some heat.
Sure. Very exciting stuff going on over at the World Cafe. So this next week on Wednesday is Mexico, then we move to England, and then the reason that you're basically here is because of this farm dinner.
Yeah, we're doing a farm-to-table thing. We're trying to support our local farmers and growers and give them a spin on, more modern food that you can get from your gardens and stuff like that. And we just did a thing today with the Bay City Times, and it seems like it's going to be a get. We're selling tickets. You can pre-buy your tickets for $17 at the cafe or $20 at the door.
And that's with our friend Patty Lalonde, is that correct?
Yes, Patty Lalonde, yeah.
The whole idea of this is we're very fortunate to live in this area and have such great produce in Michigan.
Yes.
Not very many states or very many countries can grow things all like we do it in the tomatoes and the cucumbers, and sometimes we take that for granted, but basically it's from 6 to 8. It's on September 27th. You can enjoy platters of modern cuisine prepared with fresh local products. She said tickets are $17 in advance, $20 at the door, and a donation to the Downtown Farmers Market Association for each ticket sold as well.
Yes, yes.
And also, there's some stuff on here that is just awesome. And if you don't know where the World Cafe is, it's actually at the corner of Center and Saginaw, which would be right across the street from Rudy's. They're the old Red
Planetarium.
Line. The Planetarium. There we go. The big circus-looking thing in the middle of Bay City.
Yeah, the big orange dome.
Yeah,
there you go.
Thanks for that. That looks nice.
George.
Yeah.
Thanks,
and
George.
then on October 6th, an evening of Mediterranean-inspired dishes paired with wines from around the world.
Oh, cool.
Seats are $45 a person. That's a 5-course wine dinner.
Yes, 5 courses of wine dinner. What we're going to do is we're going to start the evening off with some assorted appetizers and a Prosecco, just to get people talking to each other and doing that kind of thing. And then after that, we're sitting them down and we're going through 5 courses total. Red and white wines from a new wine company here in local Michigan.
How very cool.
And it's going to be great, so you got to get a hold of us early, make your reservations. I do know that the entree is going to be a Chateaubriand beef with a ratatouille-style veg and potato mixed in.
You need to be on Hell's Kitchen, I think. I think we got to get you
I
out
don't
of there.
have a lawyer on retainer for that show.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
You know what? You're one of the very few guests that have actually got a little ba-doom-sh on that.
There you go.
That's funny. So the World Cafe, what makes? How long have you been a chef for?
I've been a chef. I've been in the business 18 years. I've been a chef for 15. I've worked at various resorts and that throughout, and I've met a lot of the country stars. When I worked at the casino, I got to meet a few of them and stuff like that. So I grew up in the country music industry as well. My grandfather had his own band when I was growing up, and I grew up singing Patsy Cline and the classics.
So what was the weirdest request? Did any of them request anything that's like out of control, like the way they eat?
One of the guests.
You can move up to that microphone. I promise. We disinfected it before.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
it's flu season.
I understand.
Oh, that's right.
I think one of the weirdest requests, and it sounds weird, a multi-million-dollar singer wanted a grilled cheese with tomato.
Wow.
That was probably, it wasn't, odd, but it was just, you wouldn't think of,
though, I imagine
that would be me. I'd be like some superstar. Hey, do you want the Flamin' Young? How about French fries?
How about just a hot and ready? Can you give me a hot and ready over here? I think, though, sometimes if the people, they're so on the road all the time, And I think that being on the road all the time, that sometimes you probably just want to have something simple. You know, just make me a grilled cheese and some tomato soup.
Yes,
What in the world is this?
Okay, that's one of the features I had made last night. It's called Peking beef. It's the variation from Peking duck, which is a classic Chinese dish.
Oh,
but
okay.
I didn't have the ducks, so I just kind of, I threw some nice tenderloin beef in there and made the sauce from scratch. And
Wow.
Okay, my turn.
I don't think so.
I knew you guys were going to fight over this.
This is phenomenal, and I mean, it takes a lot to be able to go from to do this, and it may seem like it's not a big deal. This international night, to be able to go from yesterday cooking Chinese to next week cooking Mexican, and you're not either Chinese or Mexican.
I'm not
are you?
Chinese, Mexican. No, I'm for the most part down home.
You're just a white girl. I mean,
am.
really.
I'm just a white girl, and I'm down home Southern. My heritage is Arkansas. You know, my grandfather born and raised in Arkansas. So.
Here we go. We'll pass this over to Sean so he can try it. It is absolutely fantastic. And when also
take your fork. Or?
No, I gave that fork to you. This is my fork. This is my fork here. We're all friends here. I give you a new fork. So it's absolutely great. And what you're doing over there at the World Cafe is fantastic. And you're kind of making some small changes to kind of integrate some fresh ideas. But where has that been my whole life? What is that now?
That there is a my little apprentice. Her name is Katie. She's 19 and she loves pastries, loves cakes.
She's 19?
She's 19. So yes. And last week, after you guys had the chocolate raspberry cheesecake, I said to her, I says, I'm going to see the guys at the station next week. I need you to make up something different. And she says, well, it was all, you guys got the last piece. And I says, well, why don't we do something, citrusy, lemony? And we had something I'd done. I had some egg whites left, so we just did a lemon meringue or lemon chiffon cheesecake.
I tell you, and we had talked when we were at lunch the other day about Sean. Are you eating all the Peking?
I'm not
Are you eating it all? The idea of nobody can hear him on air, so you can just basically block him out. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about him. But the idea of that cheesecake and it not being gritty, it's not at all. I mean, it's very smooth, that cheesecake.
It's very smooth. It's one of the I've eaten hundreds of different varieties of cheesecakes, and the nice thing that Katie does with our cheesecakes is it's one of the cheesecakes that you won't have a gritty texture. It's very smooth. It's very the crust. The way she does it's very unique. The way she does it, she does an excellent job.
Now you're 15 years in the industry. You've been cooking professionally as a chef for 15 years now. You've been all over the United States working with some of the top chefs. What are you bringing to the World Cafe? What are you kind of changing at the World Cafe, or not necessarily changing, but enhancing at the World Cafe?
I'm just bringing in the things that I've learned. I worked at, for example, at the Soaring Eagle, I worked with chefs from like 9 different countries, and they've influenced. I learned a lot from them, and so I just and I do a lot of reading.
Sure.
I do a ton of reading. I probably have 1,000 books at home, magazines and whatnot, and I do a lot of reading, and I'm the type of person that I have no fear of just throwing different ingredients together, not knowing whether they're going to combine or not. So far, it hasn't done me wrong.
So you're kind of just switching.
This is amazing.
Are you eating it all?
I'm sorry. No, I'm done.
Okay. Right, what he didn't eat, he's already scraped off with a fork. But no, so the idea is you're bringing something different to Bay City. There's nobody else in town that's doing this kind of stuff. What, if you remember right, what was the soup that we had over there the other day?
The soup you had over there was a creamy chicken, but it had artichokes and orange tomatoes in it. Now your orange tomatoes are sweeter, a little less hearty than your red ones. And it was just something I had some ingredients left over from a special, and I just threw them into a soup.
It was a cream soup, but it wasn't a thick cream soup. It didn't leave you at the end like
like potato.
Yeah. It didn't make me feel like I wanted to die after I ate it. You know, the potato.
I do my cream soups. I do my cream soups on the lighter side, especially in the summer.
Can you pass the cheesecake?
Very cool stuff. And Chef Cassandra Warner is in the studio with us today. Thank God you wore that shirt. I mean, that just saves me.
You can remember my name. Yeah.
I can just look over at your shirt and I know who you are.
Are you sure it's because of the shirt and the name?
It could be.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah. But no, so she's at the World Cafe. It's every Saturday now. Let's talk about every Saturday. Every Saturday is Sushi Saturday.
Sushi Saturday. We've been we had a pretty good response from it. We're gonna start doing some new stuff. We'll run certain kinds, and what we've been doing is like one roll and a soup for $9.99 or $6 a roll. And
very cool.
We have spicy raw tuna. We have some spicy lobster. We have tempura shrimp. And right now we've just been doing it with the rice, sushi rice on the outside, And Diana and I have been talking about doing some tempura battered ones.
Very cool. Diane Haddad, obviously the owner and restaurateur of World Cafe, and then teamed up with the fantastic chef Cassandra Warner here in the studio with us today. We're talking World Cafe. If you don't know where it is, it's at the corner of Center and Saginaw, directly across from the planetarium. You should check it out. If they need more information, you can visit worldcafebaycity.com, or you can give them a call at 989-402-1110.
Also, check out the World Cafe Bay City Facebook.
Yeah.
And post your comments and stuff. I mean, it's really important.
It's
really
good.
important.
And the it's cool because it's everybody in everything's kind of the same basically around here. I mean, they've all got the same menu, and this is something different. And a lot of people can't take that risk. You know, when you start a restaurant in the area, you can't take the risk of, I'm going to try something completely off the wall. Sean's eating the cheesecake, obviously. You can't try anything off the wall. And Diana and you have said, well, we're going to try something off the wall and try something different and try to bring something different to the Great Lakes Bay region. And I think it's going to go well for you.
Yeah, it really is. And to get a good exposure, it's nice to come every Tuesday because we are planning on doing some menu changes in the fall time, seasonal changes to the menu, revamping and taking some things away that, haven't been that great or that successful, or maybe just tweaking them a little to make them better.
Yeah, very cool. The next event at the World Cafe, September 13th, is Mexico Night, and then September 20th is England Night, and then the big one, September 27th, is the farm to table dinner. September 27th, eat local from 6 to 8. Enjoy platters of modern cuisine prepared with that fresh local ingredient from local farmers. Tickets are $17 in advance, $20 at the door. Donation to the Downtown Farmers Market Association. For each ticket sold, call the World Cafe today, 989-402-1110. Tell them you want to attend the farm to table dinner. And you told me when you got here that you liked who did you like?
I love the Dixie Chicks.
There we go. We're going to play it for Cassandra right now. Cassandra Warner, thank you for coming in today from the World
guys.
Cafe. Thanks for bringing the
good food.